How's it going, everybody? This is Rob Novakast back with another video and doing another quick review. And this movie's a 3. Yeah, you guys have. If you guys look at the title, you know what we're talking about. This is a particular film I did not enjoy. Mostly to an extent, kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. The characters themselves that pop up, I don't like the majority of them. And I was, at this point, because of how bland they are, how boring they are, I just, unfortunately, was like waiting for each and every moment where each of them died. But anyways, we're going to talk about Friday the 13th, the remake, which was released in 2009, written, or actually directed by Marcus Nispel, written by Victor Miller, Damien Shannon, and Mark Swift. Yeah, this movie's crap. It really is. Like I said before, it is a remake of, actually, technically speaking, kind of half being a remake, half being its own thing, because right off the bat for this film, I guess to talk about story, the events of Friday the 13th 1 for the original are basically condensed into 5 minutes. Just a quick segment. Like what? So, to an extent, the one that started it all, the mom, she's just kind of glanced over, like nobody cares. Which honestly, I thought that was a cool. When Friday the 13th first came out, I always thought that was interesting. That you have this mom who is a little bit pissed that her son was not taken care of, and unfortunately ends up drowning due to the negligence of the camp counselors. So she goes on a rampage. But I guess due to some mystical bullshit of the lake, our character Jason somehow is alive. And if anything, the reason I'm giving it a 3, I want to give it lower. But the reason I'm giving it a 3 is because of Jason. That's it. The reason I'm giving it a 3 is because of Jason. To an extent where, when it comes down to how he kills people, is brutal. But anyways, going back to the story, there are 2 incidences where you have people, douchebags, I should say. I don't care if I say any bad words around this, or cursing or swearing or just obnoxious speak at this point, because this movie kind of pissed me off because I feel like it could have done more. But anyways, there's like 2 instances of like people going to the camp. The first group gets killed. The sister or the brother of one of the campers from the first group is trying to find his sister. We got another group of idiots, just a bunch of people that I could care less for. Actually, now that I think about it, it actually has that one actor who played in Transformers, kind of the stereotypical douchebag type character. I can't remember what his name was. I think he was the guy that played Trent. Blonde, jock type motherfucker. Yeah, that guy was not fun at all to watch. That guy was a piece of shit. And his comeuppance is great. Which, again, is the only thing that is good. But anyways, second group, they do, the obnoxious, oh, I'm, vacation, oh, bullshit. And Jason gradually picks them off one by one. So yeah, that was fun. I think, again, the only aspect that I'm getting, the only reason I'm giving it a 3 is because of Jason. I really want to give it lower. Character's not great. The story is condensed from Friday the 13th, 1 and 2. And to a degree, it's... yeah, if I said before, it's not great. Now, since I've talked negatively, I will talk about the one thing. I know I've referenced that Jason is probably the best thing. And here's why. To an extent, for the original, they kind of play it off as there's some kind of mystical thing going on with him. Which, for the games, they're also... it adds to that. Where it's kind of canon, where he's all, magical, spooky, demon shit. With this one, at least... because it's kind of set up where he survived being drowned, but he was living in the woods. And ever since then, ever since he watched his mom get killed, he has been kind of making the camp his home. And to a degree, instead of it being like, oh, he just pops up out of nowhere, it sets it up where, like, the camp, he's dug all these tunnels. Either they were there originally, but either that or he has dug them up. But to an extent, he has made the camp his home. He's put up traps. He's put up alarms to let him know where people are kind of poking their nose where they shouldn't. And to an extent, whenever he sees a teenager, he goes off on the rampage. The way he gets his mask is somewhat interesting, though I don't like the character that gives it to him. And lo and behold, there's actually two separate scenes where he actually got the or at least of how that interaction takes place, where he gets his mask. So, above all, story's not great. I'm not going to talk about music, because there's, to an extent, it's basic horror music. And the characters are shit. And the only one that is really interesting is the one that doesn't talk and kills people. So, like I said before, 3. I hate this movie. But, anywho. Alright, so, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my video. If you have anything you'd like to add, leave it in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description, down below. If you guys want, follow us on our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Novakast signing off. Have a good one. Take care. See you guys next video.